Hey Jared, hey Andrea. Just wanted to talk you through my latest thoughts on these plans here. It's taken me a minute just to try to juggle all the different parts and pieces and make the best of this layout. And I think I've made some pretty decent headway on it based on your feedback. So happy to hear what you think about it. Excited to see if you think this is where it should be headed or not. So let's take a minute here and look it over. I'll show you the 3D renderings here in a second. And I also have a PDF attached to this email that you can go back and reference that I'm sure you've already seen. But a lot of changes happening in this main area right here. So come up those side stairs, come into this side drop zone, and I've got a little pocket door here where you can close it off, continue down the hallway. Added the powder bath right here, which I just like it being tucked around the corner where it doesn't feel like it's on a main wall in living spaces. So I feel like that's a good place for it. It also allowed me to put a closet here for this bedroom. Took away, of course, that big closet that was in the bedroom, but at least gave it an okay closet for that bedroom, which is still a decent size for this house, honestly. This is like a little sit down bench, some kind of built in, maybe floor to ceiling pantry type cabinet here, and then something right here like locker storage. But this would come in the door, drop your stuff, come down the hallway, and then right into the kitchen. So I've moved this kitchen back into its original location. Finish over here. I've put the laundry over off of this hallway as well. So this is kind of like a utility hallway. Powder bath, laundry over here, which is really good size, and then drop zone and all that goes right in this space. So I rearranged all that area. Then you come in and around the corner into the kitchen. So we've left that where it was originally. I'm planning on leaving this cabinetry alone so we don't have to tear it out and start over. But then I added getting rid of that closet and pushing this opening down allowed me to put a little just a little dinette right here in the kitchen where you can have maybe some built-in seating, a small table, and have 4 or 5 people are able to sit around this table. Then some cabinetry right here. Maybe this would be like a little coffee bar type thing right there. Then open up this doorway back into the dining room, so you could turn this table really either way you'd want to go. You could pull it down like that. I was just kind of going off the center of the window, but it could really go either direction. Then that allows us to also have a lot of built-ins right here. So this is originally the cabinetry that I had when I had the kitchen here. I just left it alone as a placeholder, but this could be a lot of different things. This could be a little bar with lowers and uppers, pantry cabinets over here. So there's space to do something decent here. And then this I basically left alone. Put the fireplace back and all of that. So that's basically as it is currently. Took the doors off of this and then put the built-ins in. Then to the back, took your feedback on the shotgun house. That's never been one of my favorite layouts either. And so I was thinking through how do we do something, because you can mirror, we could put the master on the other side and some living on the other space, but it doesn't flow very well and it kind of cuts off that living room. And so what I thought about is just pushing the living room as close as we can to that setback line, just get right on that setback property line right here. And that also kind of gives you a tucked away feel for that living room. It allows you to put a window that's facing up the road, which I kind of like, so you can see that from inside. This is an optional fireplace. I mean, it's always nice, but it gives, if nothing else, this could be the TV wall. So we could put a TV there or a fireplace and TV on that wall. So split the windows and did that in the middle. I like how this works out. I still have the slider here at the end. It's not quite as big, but it's still it's a 96 inch, so 8-foot slider down here at the end. So you still get some good light in, and you can see through to the porch, but it's not just straight back. So, originally that like you said, you could draw a line from the front door all the way to the back, and now it's just at least offset, and it breaks up that flow a little bit, which I do like. So that gets us back to the primary bedroom bathroom. So in order to rearrange here, it kind of threw off the original closet design. So I still have a similar layout in the master bath, but a few changes. So vanity right here, still have the water closet, so you can shut the door on the toilet, decent sized shower, and then I've got a small closet here that basically I've just had to find some place for these two closets where they're access into the bedroom. There's really, I mean, unless we really push the bedroom out and make the addition larger, this seemed to be the best way to get some closet space. So I've got maybe a his closet and a her closet. This one that opens, they both open into the room essentially, but this takes a little bit of space, carves out a little bit of room in that master bath. But you've got the floor space for it, so it's still going to feel very comfortable. One thing I do really like is in pushing this wall out and then pushing that living room out, I was able to create like a foyer almost, or a master entry, and I really like that. It makes it feel very private back there and cut off and almost sanctuary for the back of the house, and I just like how that works. So I really do like some of these changes that have come together. One note you mentioned was that the square footage was a little bit high. It was originally high because this front patio is factored into the square footage, so I excluded that. It was just an error on what was included in that calculation. So based on the changes that I've made and everything, this should be an accurate square foot price. Porches are not included, so that's excluded from total living area, and so is the grill deck is excluded, and the front porch is excluded. So this should be an accurate square footage based on what we have here on the plan for heated square footage. I'm just double checking, make sure this deck is not, yeah, it's not included either. All right, let's take a look at the 3D overhead view. This will bring it to life a little bit. So you can look down overhead. Let's start here in this space. So we've got this entry from outside. This is a pocket door right here, so you can keep that open most of the time, but close it if you have guests over that need to use the powder bath or whatever. But some sort of little drop zone, locker, something right here in this little nook. Then there's the closet for the bedroom. Powder bath right here tucked in around the corner. Then across from the hall is your laundry. I put the washer, dryer, and a sink in there, and then you've got room if you want to hang clothes over here or something like you were talking about. It's a really decent sized laundry room for the house. Then into the living room. Again, I just like how this flows pretty well. So I've just kind of reoriented the living room to where it's looking over towards the neighbor, and still have decent windows in there, fireplace with maybe the TV anchored over top, still a slider back there, and then just those door openings off the side there. So I like all that. Here into your kitchen, so let me turn this around. So we've got your original kitchen right here, and then I basically just added in a little dinette, if you will, with maybe some built-in seating and a table. Then this, I think, could be any number of things. It could be pantry or whatever, but I kind of like the idea of it being coffee. You could do a lot with this space over here. Then I still left all of this in for whatever we want to do for those built-ins. Dining room, front stays the same. Then back here to the master. This is, for reference, is 12 feet from this wall to here. So it's still plenty of space to get around. If you're putting a nightstand right here, we're going to have to cheat the window and the bed over just a little bit. For that door swing, but we need to think through that just a little bit. But I like the idea of having a little closet here, and because we have the room for it, and then closet here as well. But then you've got that master foyer. So I'm going to get down in this space a little bit so you can see what that looks like. So you just got it sort of tucked in around the corner over here, which is just nice to have separate from the house. So here's your bedroom, and then into your bathroom, there's the water closet with the toilet in it, and then of course your shower, and it's still a very good sized bathroom. Let me get back overhead here. Your porch essentially stays the same size. The grill deck I basically just pulled down a little bit so I could push out for the living room itself, and that still works just fine. So similar idea with that porch, with the slider and everything. But getting in, let me get in the front door here, so you can kind of look back at that shotgun idea. You can see through from here to the back, but it's not just this straight view straight to the back, front to back like it was before, and it's just broken up a little bit. So these openings are staggered. You can kind of hide back here, especially in the living room. That's just pushed back. It just gives it a little bit more dimension, and I like how all that works. So anyway, tried to take as much of that feedback as I could and cram it into one plan without just really growing the footprint of the addition. I think that worked pretty well, in all these little spaces. So let me know what you think. Thanks, just to get your feedback and go from there. So hope you guys are doing well. Talk to you soon. Bye.